You've officially tuned in to the Epiphany Podcast, and I'm your host, Joanna Lynn. Thanks for joining me on my journey of spiritual growth, restoration, and most importantly, transformation. You've got a front row seat, so take my hand as we journey together. We're on the Epiphany, y'all. Hey everybody, we are back for episode 20. Episode 20. I just can't even believe that I'm saying that right now. But we're going to call this one, You Better Get Your Life Right. So this week I really want to talk to you about there is this widespread popular misconception that you got to have your life all together to come to God or just to start doing better. I'm talking about relationally, financially, from a business perspective, as well as spiritually. It's like, oh, you got to come correct. But I'm here to tell you that is oh so wrong. First and foremost, I want to tell you, sis and bro, listen to me and listen to me really good. Quit procrastinating, okay? New Year's resolutions are over. I guarantee you, it is mid-February, almost. I bet you ain't on that same stuff you were on January 1st. All those promises, all those things that September, October, November, and December, you kept saying, oh, I'm going to do it the 1st of January. I'm going to do it at the new year. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to eat better. I'm going to start my business. I'm going to go to school. I'm going to look for a better job. We're always putting these things off. I'm going to do it for the new year. Or I'm going to do it in the spring. Or I'm going to do it when I turn 25. No, stop that right now. Get that mentality out of your head. Every second, every minute, every day that you let go by is a waste. Every day is not promised. People are out here making it big, doing great things for the kingdom and for their families. But they didn't start off by procrastinating. The more you put things off and you forget or you find excuse after excuse after excuse, you're never going to get there. The fact is, little steps make big strides. I mean, I know a lot of us don't carry around cash anymore, but to make $1, it takes 100 pennies. And people throw them pennies on the ground because they're not worth enough. But the fact of the matter is, you need those pennies to make your dollar. You need those dollars to make your $100 bill. You need those hundreds to make your thousands. Every little bit counts. Starting small is not the problem. We all have to start somewhere. That's what I want you to hear. You've got to start somewhere. And that's where I come into my next point. The fact is, yours won't look like mine. Understand that. Yours won't look like mine, and mine definitely won't look like yours. If all you're focusing on is where people are, but you don't really know what they did to get there, you done missed out on the point. You've missed half the journey, and you're highly mistaken. Let me just tell you. I know that I keep ranting about it, and yes, I love social media for the positives, but the negative is that we sit here and we scroll and we scroll and we scroll and we see everybody in their perfection. You see the success. You see the beautiful marriage. You see the picture perfect family. You see the body after it's been through surgery or after it's lost weight. You see the meal that is president worthy. I mean, it's beautiful and it's plated, but people don't eat like that every day. People don't look like that every day. Nobody is perfect. Nothing is what it appears to be. And if you focus on where somebody is, you see success, you see celebrities, you see entrepreneurs that are making it big, but you don't see where they started. You don't see all the blood, sweat, and tears that they had to drench to get there. We all walk different and we talk different. So please, quit trying to contain yourself based on what you see around you. Yours might be better than mine simply because it's different. The fact is, we all have different stories. We all have different things about ourselves that people cling to. Some people might listen to my podcast because they feel connected to me, but not everybody in the world is connected to Joanna, and that's okay because I can't be for everybody. I can only do what God called me to do. And so I need you to do what God called you to do. And the fact is, whether we both selling t-shirts, we both selling purses, we're both doing podcasts, we're both preaching and public speaking, I can support you, sis, and you can support me. My brother, we doing the same thing. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of all of you for doing what you're doing. Nobody is my competition. And I'm not your competition. That's what we got to understand. There's no such thing as an oversaturated market, because when God calls you to do something, you are called. It's not for you to question whether you're going to be successful. It's for you to do it. Point blank. Do it. That's what you're called to do. There are so many household names that started from small beginnings. I mean, there used to be this story that would float around, and I tried to do research on some of it, but the list could go on and on. But for lack of better words, KFC, the chicken chain, he started first in his home, but the very first building he purchased was a rundown gas station. He couldn't afford tables and chairs, so he took his dining room table out of his house, put it in the middle of a gas station, and started selling fried chicken. His own dining room table. Amazon. I mean, who don't shop on Amazon? It started in a garage of a house as an online bookstore. Nothing more. In the garage of a house. Oprah Winfrey, I mean, look how much her net worth is. She started out living in poverty. She was raped at the age of 9, got pregnant at 14. That didn't stop her. Sis kept going. There's a clip of Taraji P. Henson talking about when she moved to California, she had nothing but a $700 in her pocket, a child, and a dream. Mariah Carey was a waitress. And when she went home, she slept on a mattress on the floor. Honey, even I got a bed to sleep in. Steve Jobs was a college dropout. He sold his own personal car to fund his dream. Two things that I want you to realize is, number one, they never stopped dreaming. They kept pushing, even when the outcome didn't look so good, even when it didn't seem so picture perfect. They didn't let it stop them. Yes, they probably became discouraged. Yes, it was difficult, but they didn't let it stop them. And see, just like Steve Jobs sold his car, and just like Mariah Carey was willing to sleep on the floor, just like Taraji was willing to step out and move with a child with not even enough money to pay for 1 month of rent. The fact is, Matthew 16:24 says, if any man will come after me, deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. That's what that means to me. And this means out in the world and spiritually. If God calls you to something and you let go of everything that you think you're supposed to be doing and follow God, if you have a dream for a business, quit sitting back and saying, well, I don't have it. I don't have it. What do you have? What can you make work with what you got? Because remember, just like we talked about, God ain't no genie, right? We can sit around and say, well, I'm supposed to open this business, but the building I want costs $10,000 and the equipment, and nobody just gonna give me $10,000. Sell from your house. Start somewhere. Quit allowing what it looks like to hinder you from what you're supposed to be doing. Most millionaires and billionaires and successful people did not get there because somebody just gave it to them. Now, yeah, you have people that are born into money, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about people who literally started from the bottom and now they here. Now they all the way at the top because they kept striving, because they didn't let their current situation, their current circumstances stop them from where they knew they were going. When you know that God is on your side, let me tag this from my boyfriend. If y'all watched our Sunday recap, you're going to hear what he preached about this Sunday. If God is for us, who can be against us? But that is real, y'all. If God is on your side, then who cares how many people don't believe in you? The one true and living Almighty God believes in you. That's all you need. He's the only one you need. And best believe when you're doing his work, when you're doing something that he called you to do, he's going to make those people believe in you. He's going to make those people see you. He will. He will do it. He's done it before over and over and over again. And the fact is, God is in the blessing business. He's in the miracle business. He's out here making things happen. You just need to reach up and grab your blessing, family. Quit sitting back. Quit holding back and thinking, well, success and happiness is only for certain people. Even some of you that might look at me and might say, well, I'm happy all the time and you admire me. You weren't with me every step of the way of my struggle. Many of you probably couldn't have struggled the way that I did. And I'm not telling you that you have to. But what I'm saying is my struggle ain't the same as yours. My story ain't the same as yours. We all have our own stories. And we all have our own small beginnings. But don't let your small beginnings stop you from reaching for the top. And this is where I go into my next segment. God don't want you to be perfect. You desire to be perfect. But honey, let me tell you, that's something you can let go right now. Because not ne'er one of us, none of us on the face of this earth will ever be perfect. It's impossible. You cannot be. You weren't created to be perfect. God doesn't expect you to be perfect. God doesn't expect you to come correct. He wants you just the way that you are. God doesn't want you for what you can give to him. He's not asking from you. He just wants you to love him and follow him. That's it. That's free. It costs nothing. Nothing to do. It doesn't cost you a dime or a dollar to give your heart to God. That's all he wants. He doesn't want your car or your house or your money. He wants your heart. Give him your heart. Think about it like this. Because there's so many people that don't want to come to church because they ain't living right. Or don't have the right clothes to wear. Or they're just not emotionally satisfied. They're not emotionally in a good space to come and sit before the throne of God. If you were perfect when you came to him, what's he here for? Why? Why do we even need God, huh? If you're so perfect, or if you feel like you have to be perfect to come to him, what's his purpose? You've completely defeated the entire purpose of having a relationship with God by misunderstanding that we are perfect in him, not in ourselves. We never will be. We're going to fall short every single time. But that's okay, family. He don't expect you to be perfect. So quit holding yourself to those standards.